This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome all to this webinar series hosted between EduLoans and our financial partners Avance. I'm Gurpreet. I'm the product manager at EduLoans. We have with us today Mr. Dhaval Patel. He is the product manager and he's an education loan expert at Avance who's going to be conducting the session. He will be taking us through the presentation and he will let you know about the advantages of taking an education loan through Avance. So before I hand over the session to Mr. Patel, I would just like to inform you that this session is being recorded and it will be available on our website, that is on the EduLoans portal, in the next 2 to 3 days. And you can feel free to view the session later on as well. On the GoToMeeting, you have a chat box which can be used to input any queries that you might have during this session. So I now hand over the session to Mr. Patel, who will take it forward from here.
Thank you, Gurpreet. Thank you to the entire team for giving us this opportunity to present in front of the students, our customers, for which Avance stands for, and our line says aspire without boundaries. We as a Avance Financial Services would want each and every student to fulfill their dream, irrespective and without any financial constraints in mind, and go for their dream in a very aggressive way to fulfill all their aspirations. Gurpreet ji, next slide. So as you can see here, we at Avance believe that the student should be the fulcrum on which the basis the loan should be sanctioned. So if we find that the student is going for a good college, course, university, his academics are good, it meets the pre-approved criteria as defined by our credit and risk team, we don't put a lot of emphasis on the co-borrower papers. So what I mean when I say this, so let's say if you're going to a very good college, your GRE score is, let's say, above 300, 315, and you want a 35 lakh loan unsecured. So if that course is in our list, platinum and titanium list, we can kind of give you that amount unsecured, irrespective of what the income the co-borrower has. We give 100% loans without margins. We can sanction your loans in flat one day if all the documents are complete. We give loans for studying in India as well as abroad. Next slide, please. Gurpreet ji, next slide.
Dhavalji, we are on the next slide. I hope you're able to see the Avance.
Yeah, I can see. I think this is the new world where we all are kind of, getting settled to the way of working. There was a lag in you entering the slide and me seeing it. So yeah, so what is the Avance advantage? Why should you take loan from us? Apart from our service and customer-centric focus, we believe in customizing solutions for each and every student. So if a student is going to US, is going to Canada, is going to Europe, his loan, his tenure, his loan requirements, amount differ. So we understand all those things. We have a product team who researches each and every country, course, what is the employment opportunity, and therefore we are able to understand the student better than what any nationalized bank or other players could do, and accordingly we give them solutions. So we give 100% education finance. What I mean by 100% education finance, we don't have a margin money kind of a requirement saying, okay, we will fund only 85%. If you're bright, your academics is good, you don't have to worry about anything. You can take a loan of your entire tuition fees as well as living expenses. You may earn through your internships, through your part-time works, through your apprenticeship. your living cost in the second year, no problem. You don't take the entire sanctioned amount. You take whatever you require, but we can sanction the entire cost of living for you. Flexible repayment structuring. So we have all modes of repayment: EMI, simple interest, moratorium, wherein you just have to pay a nominal amount of 2 or 5,000 rupees, and plus customized loan solutions. So 10-year loan, 12-year, you want to prepay your loan, no problem. There is no prepayment charges. It is flexible. You can kind of give your disbursement request in the second year through email and it gets done. Could we see next slide? What else? You don't have to come multiple times to a branch. Our people will come to your home, take the documents, and close the loan for you. It's a transparent process. There's nothing which is kind of hidden charges or written very minutely under the agreement. Our fees, our interest rate will be transparently mentioned in the sanction letter, and so that we are fair and transparent to the customer, and then we leave the decision to the customer. There's no upper limit on loans. So if it's an expensive course, you're doing a master's, business administration, no problem. There's no upper limit on the course. We also do pre-admit loans. So you kind of have given your GRE, you're certainly sure that these are the 10 colleges which you are going to apply, and out of 10, you are fairly sure that you'll get 4 or 5 admits from those colleges. You just give us your GRE score, we'll give you a provisional sanction saying, okay, don't worry, this is a sanction. So you don't have to worry when your admit comes in. You prepare those things early, your finance is ready, your GR is already done. As soon as the admit comes in, then what is the last thing you have to worry about is your packing and just flying there. Rest all should be taken care of. And I think that's the way any person should plan his financial package for his future education, so that there's no last minute stress on the parents or on the student or kind of last minute surprises. Could we see next slide? It's a simple process. You fill up your application form. We'll set an appointment with you. We'll take the supporting documents. We'll review the documents. We'll sanction the loan. Once you give your admit, we'll transfer the loan to your account, from where the loan money will go to the university or to the specified designated account, in terms of if it has to go to a blocked account. The living expenses can be in your account, can be transferred to a card, forex card, or foreign exchange partners. At Avance, we have the whole ecosystem ready for you. So we have already tied up with multiple foreign exchange partners as well as insurance partners, which will help you to get the deal, to get the whole transaction seamlessly. So you don't have to run from pillar to post. Here is the money, then you go to a forex partner. We have tied up with multiple vendors, have negotiated a good deal in terms of rates. You just have to kind of apply the loan and you're good to fly. Rest all is taken care under one roof at Avance. Next slide. So I believe in speaking, kind of action speaks louder than words. Once you kind of apply for the loan, you'll understand how and what I meant when I say seamless process and customized solutions. We will support you if you aspire. Aspire without boundaries. Any course, any college, any universities, if you have it in you, your academics, your admits, we will be there. We will give you flexible, structured solutions so that your dream, what you want to achieve in life, is done. Obviously, it is basis credit parameters. I mean, there has to be employability of the course has to be in our list. But if the course has good employability, academics are good, we are there to support you. Avance is currently also logging in files, sanctioning files, and disbursing files. We all are going through a different macro. I know there's a lot of anxiety, apprehensions between the students. What will happen to the admit, whether they will come, what will happen, when will the intake be, the US scenario in other countries as well as India. I can tell you from my experience, at least 16 plus years work experience in the financial service industry. I've seen the 2008 crisis, the Lehman crisis. This shall too pass. Okay, this shall too pass. No one knows the timeline, but this shall too pass. We are trying our best to kind of, for our existing students and for the new intake, what we can do. For example, we are kind of working on a product where our existing students who are already in US and Canada, we are going to give them a top-up loan, an emergency kind of a loan if they require, uh, on basis of just an email confirmation, so that a lot of students who have lost their part-time jobs can get additional amount for their living expenses. Currently, we have already started a digital journey where we are logging in files. We are working on something where if the processing fees is taken and if the admit gets deferred, let's say due to the macro environment, the sanction is still valid. So, and we are also working on disbursement. So as soon as the visa office is open, we are ready as soon as the student makes the request and we can disbursement. So we are working on the whole digital journey. The only message which I have is, you obviously you will be a little apprehensive and kind of a little worried, but this shall to pass. It's a matter of days. I think we will see some clarity in the coming days from the countries US and Canada in terms of how they kind of want to take this ahead, and we will be ready for any kind of scenario where the student may require, let's say, disbursement in flat 2 days, sanction in 1 days. We'll be there to do that. That is a promise which we can say. Avance is there to support all the students who want to aspire. Thank you. Thank you, Gurpreet ji. Thank you to all the students for giving us your precious time. For any questions, there are numbers. There is an email ID. You can get in touch on any of these numbers, and we are happy to support you.
Thank you so much, Dhaval ji, for taking such a wonderful session, a wonderful webinar. We are now open to a question and answer session where students can feel free to ask questions, and Mr. Patel will be more than happy to give answers or provide answers for the questions that the students are asking. Now, besides that, we are also having these webinar series for our other financial partners, which will be going on every week. Okay, so the students can feel free to register themselves for the other webinars as well. So I do see some questions coming in. Dhavalji, I'll read them out to you. So
Yeah.
the first question coming up is from Kapil. Do you provide pre-visa disbursal of loan?
Yes, we do provide pre-visa disbursal of loans. In the current times, the norms may become a little stricter as to where you're going, what university, but we do provide pre-visa disbursal loans.
The next question is again from Kapil, and he wants to know, do you provide loans for medical courses?
Yeah, absolutely, Kapil. We do provide loans for medical courses. These are higher loan. These are generally large. The ticket size is a little larger than your normal loans, but we do provide. It may be a secured loan or unsecured, depending on what the loan ticket size is, where you're going. But we do provide loans for medical courses.
Another question from Kapil, how do you transfer the loan amount and in which account?
So we will transfer the loan amount in the student's account, who's our borrower, and from there the forex has to happen to the university.
I hope that answers your question, Kapil. We are waiting for some more questions to be coming up. So there is a question that has been put forward to the organizer. So I'll just read that out to you, Dhavalji. So we have Krupa, who wants to know if they get the loan sanctioned, and due to the pandemic situation, the COVID-19, in case they plan of canceling, their trip abroad, how would that affect, or would there be any impact on the loan that has got sanctioned?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, were you able to hear that, Dhavalji?
No, Gurpreet. I think after how would that affect? I kind of didn't hear you.
Okay, so how would that affect their loan? As in, what would be the the repayment or structure? As in, will Avance still consider going forward with that loan, or will they cancel the loan? Is what they're trying to ask.
So two things. Let's say if she's taken a loan and their abroad plan gets deferred. See, there's two difference between deferred and cancelled. So let's say students say, look here, I'm not going to go this year. I'm going to go next year. That we are working on so that the sanction validity is there for next year as well. Okay, and the student doesn't have to pay the processing fees again. We are working on something on those lines. Obviously, the loan amount may change. So for let's say you're going to Purdue this year, okay, and that's the basis which you have taken sanction. And next year, unfortunately, you did not get admission into Purdue, but you got an admit for which I can't give you, let's say, a 40 lakh loan unsecured. It's a university which is in ranking far below than Purdue. I may give you 30 lakhs loan depending on the university, but the loan doesn't get cancelled if you are going to US university and if your kind of papers are the same. You may say, okay, I'm not going abroad. I've cancelled my abroad. I want to do my MBA from India. No problem. Let's say you cancelled your thing abroad. You're doing your MBA from, let's say, IIM and MIMS. You want a lesser loan amount. No problem. We reduce the loan amount from, let's say, 35 to whatever you want to 25 lakhs to whatever is eligible to that institute. Okay, so and we'll rework the sanction later. But if you cancel to your plans to take a loan itself, then your PF doesn't get refunded. We can adjust the PF against some other loans, but we don't refund the PF because there's a cancellation of the plan. If there's a deferment, we are happy to kind of extend the validity of the sanction letter and do everything necessary which can fulfill the dreams. See, because we also have put in the effort to kind of, get the case sanctioned. There are teams who have worked on collecting the documents. Yeah.
The next question is from Rasila. She would like to know if we take pre-visa disbursal, then do we need to pay extra rate of interest, as we don't require the loan amount till we reach university.
So, Rasila, the rate of interest doesn't change. If your rate is, let's say, 12%, you pay the same rate. But yeah, you are paying interest before you need the funds. Let's say you took a pre-visa disbursement. Your visa is going to come, let's say, after 2 months. You are going to pay interest for those 2 months. But I wouldn't say extra, because a lot of times students feel that the money shown in the bank account helps them to get a visa. I have no proof. There is no scientific basis where we can say that this is a fact. But a lot of students want pre-visa because they feel that when they're going to go for the visa, the bank statement which has, let's say, a 30 lakh disbursement, already a 30 lakh deposit amount will be a better kind of document in front of the consulate. So that's entirely your call. But yeah, you will pay interest, because as soon as I transfer the money into your account, I've disbursed the money into your account. You are going to show that account to the consulate or to any person whom you require to, saying, this is my bank statement. It is no longer with me. I have taken that money from my books of accounts to yours. So yes, the interest gets charged. But when you are kind of planning for study abroad and it's a 35 lakh course, I think a cost of 50-60,000 rupees extra, and if it helps in getting a visa, it is worth. But the decision is entirely on the student. We don't guide the student as to what he has to do.
Hope that answers your question, Rasila. In case if it's still not clear, you can ask an additional question. I have another question which has come from
next question, Gurpreet.
Sorry. Yeah, the question is from Sirisha, and that is loan available for any bank, or student needs to open a new bank account? Dhavalji, were you able to get that question? Dhavalji, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Were you able to hear me, Dhavalji?
Gurpreet, your voice is breaking. Yeah.
Okay.
So now I can hear you.
Yeah, I'll read out the question once again. So we have a question from Sirisha, and she wants to know, is the loan available for any bank, or is the student required to open a new bank account?
So if you are going to take a pre-visa, then we will ask the student to open a new bank account, because in pre-visa cases, we lien mark the account, Sirisha, because we don't want the money by any chance to be used for any other purpose except education, because as per RBI guidelines, we have to also show the NU certificate in case there is an audit. And obviously our money is for education purpose. We want it to be used for that purpose as well. But let's say if you're going to do Forex immediately, you're not taking pre-visa, your admit is done, and it's just a matter of Forex, we can disburse in any bank account which you have an account from which you can do the Forex. But you have to show us the Forex, you have to come back to us and deposit or send us back the Forex receipt and your confirmed fee receipt from the college.
We have a question from Kapil. Will your interest rate be fixed or fluctuating for the entire duration of loan repayment tenure?
It's a floating interest rate. Floating interest rate depends on the market conditions. So if the market and overall interest rates are on a downward trend, there will be a downward trend seen in the interest rate. And if the market conditions are where the money becomes dearer, it will be a rising interest rate trend. For example, in the current macro, the markets will see a rising interest rate trend if kind of the government doesn't pitch in, or if this goes on for long. But what we have seen, Kapil, from our experiences, students especially going abroad, they prepay the loan within 3 years of their studies. So if you are going to have a loan only for, let's say, 3 to 4 years of your studies, wouldn't matter, even if there is a 25 bips, 50 bips up and down, depending, it can go down, it can go up. But what I'm trying to say is over a 5-year tenure, it doesn't matter much when you're going to prepay the loan in 3 years. But to answer your question, it's a floating rate interest.
So we'll just take a couple of more questions, and for any further questions, the students can always feel free to reach on the numbers that are on your screen. These are the numbers for the loan officers or the loan counselors at EduLoans, and the EduLoans team will surely be in a position, or they will surely guide and assist you with the loan options or the queries, the answers to your queries. So we will wait for just a couple of more questions before we call it a session.
No worries. I think, Gurpreet, if we don't have any questions.
Yeah, there is just one last question that we will answer that has come up from Rasila. Yeah, we'll take this as the last question. So Rasila wants to know if we defer our course to fall 2021, then what will be the duration to pay the interest from this year or next year?
No, so if you defer the course, you'll not take the disbursement right now, right? I mean, you will take the disbursement next year. So your loan tenure starts from next year, and it will be a 10-year loan or whatever is the sanction from next year. Unless you take the disbursement, it doesn't get pushed. So let's say you have taken the disbursement now, you're deferring, then ideally you come and prepay the entire loan, okay? Because why would you pay interest if you're not using the money? Prepay the entire loan. Your sanction and everything will be valid next year if you kind of meet the criteria, in the sense that your GRE remains the same, or GRE is a little year and down, but your university and everything same. We'll give you the loan back again. Your sanction will anyways, as soon as you want it, we'll again kind of revalidate it. That's not a problem. But it starts from the date of disbursement, and I'm assuming you will only take disbursement where plus minus 1-2 months, max 3 months when you're going. There's no point in taking disbursement now, point number one. And even if you've taken, then let's say in another 2 or 3 months, the situation gets clarified. You're pretty sure that you are going to go next year. You don't want to go in spring. You come back and prepay the whole loan, and then, that's about it.
Thank you for your answers, Dhavalji, and I'm sure the students would have got to know a lot from this session today. And of course, they have got the answers to their questions. So we really thank everyone for being part of this session today. You can feel free to view this session since it's getting recorded. You will be able to view it post the next 2 days on our website. That's the EduLoans website. So I would just hand over the session once again to Mr. Patel, Mr. Dhaval Patel, for his last few words, and thank you all.
So thank you, Gurpreet. Thank you, all the students. I wish you all the best, and I wish from the bottom of my heart that this thing goes away quickly and you all get the opportunity to go abroad and start your studies and make India proud. Thank you very much, and all the best to you. Thank you very much.
Everyone, please stay safe and be in your homes, and let's hope that the COVID-19 ends at the earliest. Bye for now.